So hi, my name is Maggie Reynolds. I'm one of the senior biologists here at the aquarium at Moody Gardens, and we're here today to tell you about our oldest penguin. So Fox actually came to us like many of our other penguins do, and that was from another facility. She actually was brought back as an egg from the wild back in 1983, and actually originally hatched out at the SeaWorld in San Diego, and that's how we got her back in 2003. Fox actually just turned 37 years old last month. Aside from being the oldest penguin here in our collection, Fox is also known as our local mall walker. Yep, that's right, not kidding here, folks. She actually has been known to do laps around the holding pool where she lives in her exhibit. That's actually something that we think keeps her young. There are other birds, you look around the exhibit, you can tell their age, but not with Fox. Nobody would look at her and guess that she's as old as she is. So you will notice as you look at Fox here that she does only have one eye. We had looked at her several years ago, hoping that she could have some cataract surgery. We noticed she was having a little bit harder time walking around the exhibit, and got some veterinary ophthalmologists to come down and take a look. Unfortunately, she wasn't a candidate for the surgery like some of our other Chinstraps were. She actually has a detached retina. And because of that, we knew that's something that they couldn't fix. There's no way to get that vision back for her. So Fox, along with some of our other old birds, do actually live in what we call our retirement home. So there's actually a holding room that comes off of our main penguin exhibit that has a pool and land space, just like the one you can see as a guest here or on our webcam, but smaller, of course. And that is where Fox lives right now. So we noticed a couple years ago that some of the oldest birds, like Fox herself there, were starting to slow down a little bit. We wanted them to have a habitat that really reflected that, and as their needs change, that's something that we're always careful to take care of. So we did create this retirement home for our golden girls and boys as they need it. They do all get along really well. These guys have been living on exhibit together since they got here, so it was a really easy transition with them and their friends. Fox is 37, as is Gandalf. We also have 6 other Chinstraps that are 34 years old. So not quite the oldest ones here, but certainly no little spring chickens. We've affectionately called them our golden girls, and even when the first boy moved in, we still call them that. He doesn't seem to mind though, because his girlfriend's one of those. They do all interact together, everybody lives together, they seem very happy in their little retirement home. They've certainly made their own space for them. So Fox does have some great company here in Texas. Our neighbors in San Antonio at the SeaWorld there actually have a female that is 1 day older than Fox and a male that was hatched out on the same day as her. So she has some great company here. So we do give the penguins, like Fox, enrichment every day, which is, the simplest terms, is sort of anything that changes up their environment and makes their life a little bit different every day. So because a lot of the birds in this retirement home with Fox are birds that don't see very well or have a hard time getting around, their enrichment is tailored to them. So sometimes we do auditory stuff. Their ears work just fine even if their eyes don't anymore. So simple sounds like jingle bells or a wind chime, they can hear that and sort of talk back to us with that. We also put different things on the ground in their exhibit, different textures like felt or a towel, sort of something, anything that changes that up. They do like that. They sort of stand on that, lay down on that, sort of hang out on that different sort of fabric or feeling with their friends. Chinstraps like Fox here, generally sort of early to mid-20s is pretty accepted for longevity out in the wild. Fox at 37, highly exceeding that. You will notice as you watch, she does walk a little bit slower than some of the younger Chinstraps and birds that we have on our exhibit. She does have some arthritis, along with that detached retina in her eye. Obviously, she doesn't see very well. So these are things that make her perfect here, but would not be so great for her outside. The Chinstraps penguins on a whole as a species are actually known to be one of the boldest species. You will notice though Fox has mellowed a little bit with her age. She's not quite as spunky as she used to be, but she is still quite bold. These guys are generally about 12 or 15 inches tall and weigh about 10 pounds. So they're definitely a small species, but they pack a good punch. So Chinstrap penguins are one of the subantarctic species of penguin. So you will actually find some of them on the Antarctic Peninsula coming off the actual continent, but you'll find a lot more of them on the subantarctic islands that are there. These guys are actually doing pretty well in the wild. They're listed as least concern right now because they're in places that are pretty hard to find, not somewhere we go vacationing for a beach to look for in the cold waters where they live. So these guys are actually doing pretty well in the wild. So Chinstrap penguins, like a lot of the other species of penguin, are affected by a lot of things that we can do. These guys are affected by overfishing. Penguins are having to swim farther away from their nesting sites and deeper down in the water column to find enough food. pollution, oil spills, all of our trash that ends up in the water ultimately gets to where the animals are. So these are a lot of things that we're doing that are making life very difficult for the penguins out in the wild. So as we mentioned, Fox does live in our retirement home right now, but there are other Chinstraps out on exhibit that everyone can see when you're here as a guest. Come take a look. You can also visit from home any time of the day that you like on our webcam at the Moody Gardens website.